even want to start the show. Like, I don't even want to, because we have people that listen to us just to listen to the intro. So maybe I should just shut up and let them listen to the intro, right?
But you know what? I have this feeling that something will be showing up later on that will allow them to listen to the music at their own leisure.
Ooh.
At leisure.
And
It's pronounced leisure.
We'll be filling you in on how to do that in the future, the near future.
Let's give him 15 more seconds of this.
Yeah, let's do that.
No, fuck
Okay,
that.
seriously.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's go to the We instantly was over that. Hey, welcome to the show. I am Mixmaster Mike. To my left, we have...
I'm Tiff Cag.
Tiff Cag.
The intern.
Just leave it at that. Just don't give him anything. No, just give it to him. Give it to him.
All right, the intern formerly known as Ghosty.
And to my right, we have...
Tony.
I'm gonna be honest with you, it took me a moment to figure out I was at your left.
Jesus. You've been at my left at every episode since we've started this.
I know.
My God. Hey, welcome to There Is a Better Podcast, where we are sometimes crude, often funny, and we always have friendly banter, and our goal is to distract you one episode at a time. You can follow us at email at where, Ghosty?
There is a better podcast at gmail.com.
You can find us on Twitter at There's a Better Than the number one. Tony, where can you find us on the gram?
Swear to God.
He hates it. He hates it when I do that. He hates it when I do that.
There is a better podcast.
This week, we'll be doing almost kind of a Oktoberfest theme inadvertently. We'll have a better beverage segment. We'll talk about 9/11, what you should be watching, and a whole bunch of stuff in between. We know there are 7 million podcasts out there, so we appreciate every one of us, or one of us. We appreciate ourselves, apparently.
I appreciate you.
We appreciate all. Thank you. I appreciate all of you.
I don't appreciate any.
Son of a bitch. And there's the first swear word. It's never me first. I'm Katzenjammer, which is the word of the day.
You said it's never you first. It's always you first.
It's Katzenjammer. Did we do this once before?
We did.
Why are we doing it again?
That's your call.
Katzenjammer.
It was my call. It's because I love the word. I've actually worked it into my vocabulary.
Katzenjammer.
Katzenjammer. That's the only way to say that, right?
All right, so what does it mean?
What does it mean? It means a hangover, severe headache resulting from a hangover, plural. Katzenjammers. We're all hungover. I don't think we did that last time. It also means confusion or uproar. I'm in a confusion or uproar about most things in life.
Katzenjammer.
You're an uproar.
And it is, of course, of what origin?
It is German.
German!
Which brings us to the better beverage of the day. This was your guys' call. This was not my thing.
How dare you?
It's a September
It just kind of happened to be that
beer
way
taste test. I know, because, well, basically you picked up a beer, he picked up a beer. And
then we all picked up beers.
Well, I did not. I am actually not an Oktoberfest beer fan usually.
You don't celebrate, you don't have festivities in the month of October?
No, but have you ever wondered exactly what Oktoberfest is all about?
Oktober!
I bet you're going to hit us with it.
I am. According to the Webernet, we've got Oktoberfest. It was an annual festival in Munich, Germany. In Germany.
Hey, you should talk like that Mike guy.
They were held over for...
What the heck is this crap?
That guy. Held over for a 2-week period. And ended up as the first Sunday in October. The festival, originating in 1810, as the celebration of the marriage of the Crown Prince of Bavaria. Isn't that exciting?
Say Bavaria again.
Bavaria.
I'm going to add, I swear to God, I'm this close to adding that to the Patreon, where you just say, they pay us a certain amount of money, and you just say random words for them.
Bavaria.
Lube.
So, like, all of these, I had to look this up because I didn't know anything about it, but it's these are all the three that we got here. They're all considered Marzen, and that's a lager that originated in Bavaria.
My God. Yeah.
It is also the beer that is traditionally served at the Munich Oktoberfest, and today we have got 3 different Oktoberfests. We've got Sam Adams Lager. This is kind of the one that kicked it off, isn't it, this whole Oktoberfest thing?
And I'm going to be very blunt and straightforward. It's my favorite beer of the entire year. So when you said that you really can't stand Oktoberfest beer...
No, I didn't say that.
No,
you said that.
It's not in your wheelhouse, right? Is that kind of what you said, right?
Maybe I did.
Okay. So you said that. At that moment, I went back to the HR skit where your part of this is up in for debate, isn't it? Like
It kinda is,
we're still
yeah.
kind of waiting to hear back from Mr.
HR.
Indie Shits and
To see if I am still going to be the artist or
Mr.
the intern
Pun in your
formerly.
ass.
Ticav? I don't know.
we're still kind of waiting to see. Like at that moment,
Cat.
I was enthused that you were still dealing with HR because I feel like you deserved it after that uncalled assault on our values of Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
So
October.
yeah, Mike picked up some Sam Adams
Yep.
Oktoberfest at one point, and then Tony followed up with one of our favorite beer makers here in Michigan, and that is Bell's Oktoberfest.
Bells, ring the bells.
That led me out to
For the
go
bells
look
toll.
for my own Oktoberfest. Now, here's the deal. It was kind of a difficult task at first, and then I found a very good place to pick all sorts of good stuff up. I'd never actually been there, and I came across another Michigan brew, and this is Pigeon Hill Brewing Company. Now, to get things started off, Mike has never tried the Pigeon Hill Brewing Company. I have never tried that one, and that is out of Muskegon, Michigan, by the way. And,
Oh, nice.
And neither has Tony, so that is a completely new one to us.
I don't do shit anyway, so
I'm
it's
starting-
not a surprise.
my- first
I'm starting off with the Pigeon
Yes, you
Hill.
are. I have
I'm
the
sorry.
bells.
Yeah, I'm starting
And
off
Tony's
with
got
Pigeon
my
Hill.
favorite, which I can even see the color from here. I can clearly tell that's the one that I want. I want it in my mouth. I want to suckle from the beer. Suckle from the beer.
Suckleth from thine beereth.
Giggity.
I'm not even supposed to
And,
say the word suckle, and I'm going to say it. Suckle.
Suckle.
Can that be a word of the day once?
No.
Suckle.
Suckle.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to yes and with you.
All right, so I've got the Pigeon Hill, you've got the Bells, and Tony's got the Sam Adams. Our toast today.
I have the bells. Mike has the same.
No,
Adams.
we discussed this pre-roll, sir.
You know.
That's your next beer that you're going to have.
I'm sorry. You're right. I wasn't paying attention to the pre-show ritual.
You know, this is actually
apologies.
our 15th take of the show. We do it live one time, but it's after we did it. It takes
We get it perfected, and then we go beyond that, and
the
then fuck it up
16th
all
episode.
over again.
Can you believe this is about as good as it's going to be?
I don't know. I just know that if we don't do the toast, we're going to drink the beer all the way through. That's all the show's going to be. You ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Here we go.
All right, so the toast is today Katzenjammer.
Katzenjammer.
I'm using Yammer.
Katzenjammer.
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 So I've never tried this. Yeah, it's okay.
This is Bell's. It's good.
And this is
I'm
the-
not going to lie and
this is
say
the
it's
Pigeon
not
Hill.
good, but I do have a favorite. Like, I get myself in trouble with the Oktoberfest. Actually, a couple weeks ago, I got myself in trouble with the Oktoberfest.
Yes, you did.
I was at a party, then I didn't realize they bought 3 more cases. I already brought a case myself, and the next morning I was very clearly.
Katzenjammer.
Wow, that was an
Duh.
awkward pause. Duh.
Katzenjammer.
Duh. It was good. What are you feeling over there, Tony? You had the regular Sammys, right?
Yeah, I've had it before.
You got the Sam. Yeah.
It's
Well, that's the thing is I know I've tried. I think I've had the Sam Adams before.
It's one of the better ones.
My birthday's in February. I actually buy a case. Like, you get to the end of October, you can't find it again. I buy 1 or 2 cases just so I can have at least one by my birthday. I kind of hang one, put it in the bottom of my There's a Better fridge.
It's a good one. It's a good
And
idea.
I leave it in there.
Yeah.
And I hide it from myself because my stupid ass will drink it within 2 seconds. I'm not sure when this episode comes out. I believe it is on the 12th, but the current day of our recording is actually the 11th.
Yeah.
So we're not going to...
technically yesterday.
I can't skip over this segment without saying, actually, it's a new segment because we got rid of Michael's movie reviews, and now we have There's a Better There's a Better Podcast Entertainment Corner. I think it's supposed to say There's a Better Entertainment
do we
Corner.
have
It's your corner.
It's my corner.
Call it what you want.
Do we have an opening song for that?
No.
La 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 la. Give us some vocals. La la la
Don't.
la la.
I'm going back to this.
Oh my God. I
Damn,
try to get
thought we
away
were
from
gonna
my
I thought we were
terrible
gonna mix
harmonica.
it up this time.
way to start this one off right.
I'll get us some kazoos for the next time we do the entertainment corner.
Kazoos.
It's only
That would be
deserving.
awesome.
It's only
Yeah,
deserving.
Better podcast or Better Entertainment Corner, and this one it'd be kind of remiss if we didn't talk about this, given it's the 20-year anniversary of 9/11. I recently watched a documentary on Netflix called.
Do you need more beer to like kind of
Yeah.
like smooth
Did
out
you
all
almost
those
say nutfucks?
I watched Netflix.
He said documentary first of all, and then
Netflix.
Nerdflirks.
Turning point 9/11 and
Nerdflirks.
in the war on terror. I gotta say, from watching this from the get-go, I was hooked from the opening scene. However, it was long, but it was quite misleading. I thought it was all about the events of 9/11 on that day. Then it's 25 minutes. I believe the exact counter is 25 minutes. Then all of a sudden it does a 180 and it goes into like what caused it and all these other things, which is
it
fine.
Goes to the history of like how that came to be.
It's a massive deep dive. There were some opening scenes, brought some viewpoints and footage I've never seen, and I kind of consider myself
a lucky man.
No,
cultured.
That I've seen a lot of stuff about 9/11. Like every time I see something new, a documentary, and we'll talk about that here.
Is that word again?
Documentary. I can't help but watch it. Like it just kind of it has an effect on me. The rest of the series is really good. It just recycles some of the old materials that a lot of people know.
Well, it's kind of almost impossible to have the recycled materials. I mean, to get away from those recycled materials. You know what I'm saying?
I got to say, if you're going to watch this, and if you can't be self-reflecting and not admit that things that were done that were caused after that and before that might have been some of our own fault, and we've kind of created some of the issues after that. If you can't do that and you can't segregate, if you can't separate those two things, saying, yep, there was mistakes made from everywhere, this is probably not for you because it's not a fluff piece. It takes a hard look at the United States and our roles after that and how we've changed from the war. It should have been on a war on terrorism to the war on terror and like broadly defined and a whole bunch of other things.
But it lost its focus.
Yes, and we kind of went down a rabbit hole with it. And I'll get to myself at the end here, but I remember the day very vividly.
I think most people probably do that are of age anyway.
Actually, as I keep on seeing this posted everywhere, like today especially, never forget, like how could you? Like if you were alive at that time, how could you ever forget that? Some people that went through some terrible things on that day, a lot of people did, but some people really close to it would probably give anything to forget that day. But it's impossible to forget, and I won't ever let it happen to me. But Tony, per se, do you remember that day and what you were doing and all that?
I remember it very, very well. There was a morning show that I always listened to, and I woke up and I heard that like the first plane had hit was it North Tower? I think it was that was hit first. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Well, anyway,
I should know that.
The first plane hit the first tower, and so I woke up to that, and I thought, this is not very funny, because the morning show I always listened to, it was a comedy show. It was a local produced morning show, not like a national or anything like that. It was a local produced morning show, and the guy was reporting on this, and I thought, that's not very funny. Why are you making a joke out of this? And then I hit the snooze button and went back to sleep. And then it woke me up again. And then all of a sudden I hear about the second one. I thought, oh, fuck.
Yeah, they weren't fucking around. They weren't kidding.
Yeah, there's no joke here. So I went and turned on the TV, and sure enough, there they are, both buildings, smoking, smoldering, flames, all that stuff. Chaos ensued. And now, my roommate at the time, he might have had the best seat in the house. He was on the toilet. It's like, if you're gonna shit your pants, that's the place. That's the time to do it. And I was like, hey man, yeah, something's fucked up. I think we're being attacked. And he's like, what? 2 seconds later, flush, wash hands, runs right out. He's like, oh shit. And so we were watching that, and this is before I was gonna go to work at 10 o'clock in that morning. But it was such a surreal day too. Like, so Ghosty. Sorry, the intern formerly known as Ghosty.
Call him by his damn name. Say his name.
Tifkeg.
Thank you.
There we go.
Tifkeg.
That's the abbreviated version.
So you
that has not been approved by HR yet, so use at your own leisure.
Is that what the memo said?
Leisure,
last time?
right? Who knows? They were firing away with these damn things.
So you
I got one.
Both you and I, we went to the memorial.
Yeah, the memorial in New York.
Yep, and there was this wall. It was all these tiles of the color blue,
yeah.
And that was like a recollection of everybody's vision of the blue sky. And it was, if you recall, do you remember looking up at the sky? It was like this calm.
It was very clear.
It was one of the.
It was like one of the most beautifully clear blue skies,
and it was that way across
ever.
the nation. It was a suspiciously clear day all the way through.
And I'll never forget that sky either.
And I mean, the memorial itself, it's an awesome thing to visit. I absolutely loved it. I was glad we did that.
Me too.
As you recall, though, there was a point where, Like you go, there's some very beautiful things that they did, and then you go through all that, but then you go through the last part of the I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was like basically a museum inside the museum, and it was probably the most emotionally taxing thing that I have ever gone and viewed.
Yeah,
when it comes to this kind of stuff, it was like there was a point where I shot you a text and I was like, I had to get out. I mean, it was so overwhelming that I couldn't keep doing it. They had recordings and just all sorts of things, but it was so.
It was very well done.
Yes, that tasteful, beautiful.
Tasteful.
It's on my bucket list to go to that. The World Trade Center. I'm not really a religious man, but
I would highly recommend it to anybody who happens to visit New York who hasn't ever been to it. I definitely recommend it.
And not to talk over you, but Tony he sent me a video, and he posted it on the Instagram. I think it was when you guys were there at night of the memorial framing up to what is it called now? World Trade 1.
Yeah, World Trade Center, Tower 1,
or Tower 1 now.
And or One World Trade Center.
Yes, there it is.
Yeah, originally called the Freedom Tower, but then they felt it was going to be kind of polarizing to call it that for some reason. So they just said, well, we'll call it One World Trade Center. But yeah, so after the intern formerly known as Ghosty and I, we went through and we walked. Actually, leading up to that, it was kind of a cool walk. We went through that Washington Arch.
Yeah,
and then we kept walking down. I want to say it was Broadway, probably not correct, but anyway, and we wound up at this really cool poster store, and then across the street was this really awesome record store, and then we kept walking, and then we ran into I think it was ladder number 8.
Yeah, Hook and Ladder 8.
Hook and Ladder 8, where Ghostbusters was filmed.
Oh, nice.
The real, the real.
Little bit lighter of a subject as far as places to visit, and I'd highly recommend that.
It was really cool.
It was awesome.
We got lucky.
If you were a Ghostbusters fan, it's the place to go.
Oh, we're going to talk about that here coming up here shortly. Not this episode, but
we got very lucky because just not even 5 minutes after we arrived there, we were taking pictures, and all of a sudden
they opened
the door, and out come the firefighters, and then they invited us in, and we got to take pictures of the engine, and they had some elements of the movie in there, and it was really cool. And then after that, we walked down to I think it was Vesey is the street where the World Trade Center stands, and so we walked around a bit, and we were like, well, should we go to the memorial? And we went to the memorial. The Oculus is phenomenal. It looks like a giant bird in flight. We walked around there. We just went into World Trade Center 1 or One World Trade Center. Just walked in the door just to kind of get take it in. Mm-hmm. We didn't actually go up to the observation deck or anything, but after that I think we saw the Statue of Liberty, and then after that we went to the memorial, the museum walkthrough, because he had a certain time to get into the museum walkthrough. And then by the end of that, it was nighttime, and then that's where the picture came from. It was a very long story to get to that, which is why it was dark, but we actually spent the majority of the day there at Ground Zero at One World Trade Center.
It'll be interesting to see when we go, and I kind of hope that somehow the three of us end up there. I feel like I'm going to have some type of, I don't want to say breakdown, but I feel like I'll be moved to where I don't think I'll be able to even say anything. Just thinking about it gets my heart racing, and just an overwhelming feeling that I can't even describe about it.
You tend to be a little bit more emotional than me, and like I said,
fuck you.
You are. I mean,
it's a true statement, but fuck you.
Well, there you go. But my thing is
my emotional.
What I'm trying to say is basically even I had gotten to the point where I seriously felt like crying at points.
I think that's what I'll do, and I never do that.
I don't really.
It's very emotionally heavy.
I can tell you exactly where I was at. I was actually in the Marines at the time, and I was in what was called the Moss office. It's like a not like a headquarters office, but on the functional side of how we fixed equipment that, to kill people, tanks, howitzers, guns, and stuff like that. I was in the office, and all of a sudden, one of a friend of mine says, "Hey, a Marine F-18 just hit the World Trade Center, the first one," which fog of war, it wasn't. But we're like, oh, great. Now we're going to get a black eye for this shit. I'm like, is everybody all right? And they're like, no, not everybody's all right. So I go back to my office, and I was telling my Master Gunnery Sergeant that. And then we were watching and listening to things. Then all of a sudden, we watched it live. or like heard it live, like the radio reports of the second tower hit, and he turned around at me and looked at the other. He's like, "We're under attack. Go get me a goddamn TV in here right now." So we ran back to my barracks, grabbed my TV, brought it in there. The rest of the day that was playing. Like, everything was different after that. Like, we had guns that were normally we would have destroyed because we would declare them beyond repair. They were fixing them like that night. We're like, oh shit, we're gonna fix all this shit. Like, we know what's about to happen. We had people that, we had people that were in forced recon that all of a sudden were just gone a couple of weeks later. We don't know. We were probably going on deployment to somewhere. We didn't know what was going on. There was a whole bunch of different things. I remember calling my mom at a time when I went on lunch that day, which was really hard to get through on the phone lines that day because everybody was calling everybody. It was jammed. And she's like, "Oh my God," she was crying, sobbing. "Oh my God, this is why I told your dumbass not to join the Marines. You're going to die."
Well, thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Love you too.
I'm going to go ahead and go. I don't need this shit right now. I got enough going on. But I can tell you, like, I couldn't take my eyes off of all that the whole next, because there was a live stream that was going on for almost a week of all that was going on. And I can't watch it without feeling something. Like, every time I see the second plane in particular hit the towers, I have a physical reaction to it. Like, I get
comes
pissed.
back all over
I get
again.
angry. It's almost hard to describe what it is. Like, it's anger, it's grief, it's sadness, like all in this one weird mesh that I feel in my stomach and I can't seem to get away from. Like, I still get mad about it and frustrated
and thus.
And
you're a little more emotional than I am.
See, I hate when people say that to me. Fuck off!
It's not a bad thing.
God,
see, that's the thing is you need to claim that shit. So
you need to fucking go talk to HR. That's what you need to do.
I care.
Well, let's pick the show up after we talked about.
I'm hearing some. I don't know. I'm oh fuck it! I can't even get the words out of my fucking mouth.
Mike. That's normally my role in this podcast is going. Bobcat Goldman.
Turntable Tony.
Bobcat Goldman?
Yep.
With Mixmaster
thank
Mike.
You for picking that. Thank you for picking up the baton again.
So check out Turning Point 9/11, The War on Terror. It's on Netflix. Netflix has kind of been turning things around, and I got to tell you about that at another date. But what else should you be watching? This one's called Murderers in a Building.
Only Murders in the Building.
Only Murderers in the Building. That's correct. It's on Hulu.
Yes.
Hulu's been really stepping it up. And this one has Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. And
Steve Martin Short.
No. They get that all the time, by the way.
Yeah, I bet they do.
By the way, I can't stand Martin Short. Can't stand him.
That's fine. I like Martin Short, but he has a lot of energy. He has an incredible amount of energy.
His voice is like nails on a chalkboard to me. However, in this show...
I did like him in Three Amigos.
In this show, I fucking loved him. I loved it. Like, it's a weird combination of... Well, it's not so weird with Martin Short and Steve Martin because they're friends and all that. But adding Selena Gomez into it, somehow it fucking works. Like, it's great TV. So basically the premise of the show is somebody dies in New York. There's another tie-in to New York City building, famous one. And the three of them are like amateur true crime fans. And somebody dies in the building, and they're like, let's start a podcast. Let's see how that works. Hey, imagine, when's the last time three idiots decided to start a podcast together? Oh, yeah, that's us. Anyways, all three of these have tangled relationships that are somehow interconnected, but somehow between the three of them, they really make this work. There's new episodes every Tuesday. You can get caught up. It's kind of hard to take your eyes off of this one. It's good, but we don't do that moment anymore, but it's good.
Do you want that?
No. Okay. I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
Tony,
all right, well, it's good.
Speaking of entertainment things,
and so has anybody noticed a correlation? First of all, I was listening to some. It came up on like a light rock easy listening playlist that I had, and it reminded me of this. Or it didn't remind me.
I'm
of
the
song
fucking
because
emotional
it was
one.
the song. Well, look, you're the emotional one in front
like
of
he's
us.
got me triggered. Like I'm like fucking pissed right now.
So there was
and
a song.
You see how relaxed I am about the whole thing?
Like he's like in my mind. He's fighting the nerves. He's pinching them. He's fucking kicking them. And
all right, you're not emotional at all.
No, don't give me your pity lies. I don't want them.
So I was listening to this playlist, and all of a sudden a song came up from the 80s, and it was Anita Baker. Ooh. And the song is called "Giving You the Best That I Got." You guys remember that song? Have you heard that song?
I don't off the top of my head, no.
Let's hear
I'm sure
it
once
for the boy.
if we can get a clippage.
clip it.
Oh, well, I wasn't ready for it, but I can totally do that. Go ahead and
while you're,
vamp for just
while
a
you're doing
moment.
that, we moved on to the next beer. Is that correct?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
have actually tried all three. I am. I can't really choose a favorite because they all taste kind of the same to me.
I am so fucking angry right now. You insult my Oktoberfest on multiple times. You call me emotional, and now I'm drinking. Well, actually, this is kind of good. But it doesn't.
It's good. It's good.
It's good.
And they're all
This is called
decent
Pigeon
beers.
Hill. The second one.
What I'm saying is
Pigeonhole?
They are all decent beers. There's nothing wrong with any of them.
This one's
Decent
the Bell's
beers.
beer.
I
Jesus
don't
Christ.
think any of them are ones I would drink on a regular basis. That's me personally. That's all I'm saying.
Mr. Pontiac. I'm fully supportive. I'm going to be in the next meeting with him.
Pun in your ass.
I'm gonna say so far the better one.
And
Pun in your ass. Pun in your ass.
Pun in your ass.
Mr. Indie Shits ain't going to be able to save you from shit.
Pounding your ass. Yeah.
What?
I have every confidence.
It's pounding
in,
your ass.
in indie shits.
He sounds like
I would too.
dipshit.
I would too. In fact, I'm gonna give 100% on Mr. Indie Shits. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
All right,
the
I'm gonna
full
invest
streaks
all
in the
full
toilet.
into that guy.
Anita Baker. Let's get back to it,
Well,
boys.
before that, so I just took a swig.
You just took a Taylor Swift.
I took a Taylor Swift.
He's already.
Katzenjammer.
I took a swig of the Bell's Oktoberfest. That's pretty good. It kind of has a little bit of a cigarette butt taste to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and just pass on this one.
On the Bells?
Yeah,
It kind of
it's got an ashtray taste to it. To me,
so much for tagging bells in this promo. Fuck.
I don't care. You guys, if you guys love it, I don't.
Well, I'm
who
trying to-
gives a fuck?
Aren't you?
We're not sponsored by
No,
anybody.
we're not. We can say whatever we want to. I don't.
Weren't you the one? I thought you were the fan of the Bells.
No, I was
Okay,
a fan
so
of,
you just.
There's
had-
another one that I had that.
I just
so
picked
you're-
that one
you-
up because of the other one,
Oh, all right.
so that we could try those. But no, I prefer Sam Adams.
Well, you know what? Now that you're talking about this smoky taste, I'm going to try that again.
No, it's the difference between smoky versus
I don't want your
cigarette.
fucking sympathy taste. Spit it out.
It's a cigarette.
Save it
taste,
for the rest of
not
us.
smoky cigarette.
Oh, you have managed to ruin that for me now. Actually,
Aww,
I taste it now.
really?
I do.
Wow.
I see what-
I told
I see
you
what you're
before.
talking about.
Leave it to me to find the dark cloud under the silver lining.
Congratulations.
Ta-da! Hey, thank you.
Turning my fucking microphone off.
So
This
here's the
fucking
Anita
show-
Baker
Oh,
song.
are we back to Anita Baker yet?
Here's the Anita Baker song.
Fuck Anita
Of course,
Baker.
we're gonna
Fuck
have
this
some
podcast.
fucking
Look at this.
commercials first
Somebody
because
is way
YouTube.
emotional today.
Oh my.
Because of fucking YouTube. You remember this song? It's good stuff. Anita Baker.
I actually am not.
Oh yeah, I gotcha. Oh yeah. Hey, can we stop playing?
I vaguely remember that. Vaguely.
Anyway, so well, let's see if we can get to the.
He's fucking argumentative as shit today.
I am.
There's the chorus.
You know what, Mike?
Stop playing this. We're gonna like start producing babies after this.
I am.
Turn it on. It's baby making music.
Mike,
yeah, it is.
I
Okay.
am argumentative today.
So
You're right.
there's
Yes, you're right.
so there's a part in
You
the
do
song
get the
though.
irony in that statement, yes?
There's a part in the song though,
great.
like toward the end, she really elevates that chorus and.
In my head, yes. Sorry, Tony. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. She goes. So there's a part that she elevates the chorus toward the end of the song, and so that part that she goes, "We laugh so strong," but she goes high with it. And then it kind of like occurred to me, this sounds like something else. So here's the last.
So strong.
So there's that. Let's listen to that just one more time so you understand where I'm getting at. Follow me.
Okay.
I swear to God, if I'm getting roasted at the
Mike,
end of
fucking shut up! God, this is why I had to replay it.
hey, he doesn't like it when somebody talks over him. What a shock.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am dealing with some emotional co-hosts here.
Motherfucker!
Okay, so now you heard her
Okay,
go up, and it
got it.
reminded me of something that was really similar to that. You guys remember the ABC
Oh my
I do.
God.
nightly news with
So
Peter
you think
Jennings?
they sound alike?
Well, I don't know. You be the judge. You be the judge of that.
Oh. I like how you put those together.
Yeah, thanks.
So
One more time. So there's hers, and now the ABC. And now together.
wow. So you think Anita Baker went, man, I am going to use that in a song?
Maybe her producers were like, "Oh, this is killer. Let's just stretch it out."
Come
a
on,
little bit.
George Stephanopoulos. Let's go sing together.
Wow, that was a random thought, but very cool.
I don't know why it just appeared. It just popped into my head.
A lot of shit
when I was
pops into
listening
your
to it. It does. Indie shits pop into my head a lot. Speaking of entertainment that pops into my head, this really didn't pop into my head.
And
but
nobody really wants to be in Tony's head.
No, I mean this pays for rent. But are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for the big date, the palindromian date of 12/22/21?
You said palindromian.
Yeah, palindrome. You know, it's the same forward as it is backwards.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we gonna talk about that for a little bit?
I don't know anything about it. Is there anything that's supposed to happen?
Well, I was really gonna get stuck on the palindrome thing.
You were going to get stuck on it?
Maybe. Yeah, it's really nothing
It's
to
working.
talk about. The next installment of the biggest movie series ever to hit the theaters,
Fucking
next
lie.
to Star Wars, next to Star Trek, next to
He
The
fucking
Sixth
compares-
Sense and The Seventh Sense. Just kidding. The next installment of The Matrix Resurrection is going to be in theaters and HBO Max. Have you guys seen the trailers for this at all yet? They're out there.
Yes, and I'll talk about it at the end.
So are
And-
they releasing this on 12/22?
12/22/21, yes.
Okay.
So the latest of The Matrix, the newest movie, is coming out. It's got, again, Carrie-Anne Moss and
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, thank you. But it doesn't have Lawrence Fishburne as Morpheus. So he's not in it. And the guy who played Agent Smith is not in it. He's kind of like, Agent Smith to me is like Kenny. He can be killed a bunch of times and he'll always be back in the next episode.
Well, I think Agent Smith should be a part of it, no matter what.
But from the first trailer to me,
He's actually my favorite character in that whole thing.
it seems like Neo.
Sounds right.
He's going
Sounds
to
fitting.
a therapist to
I'm salty now. Fuck you guys.
Emotionless.
He's going to a therapist to
Emotionless
discuss
Mike.
his life after being in the Matrix, and maybe you should go to a therapist and talk about being in your Matrix.
I'm fucking done with this podcast after this episode.
God. Well, I guess maybe that was the last Mike's movie reviews. Okay.
To the last episode.
God. But he decides to take another pill and go back into the Matrix. For what? It looks like they're trying to restart this series, in my opinion. I don't know if that's true or not. It's not really explained in the trailer. But again, why is Lawrence Fishburne not in it? Maybe he knew better after the third installment than to get back into it. Is it really going to restart the Matrix? Is that what they're trying to do? This new one looks like it's just Keanu in his normal clothes jumping into the Matrix.
Thank you.
I'm going to pass.
You know what? I actually posted this on Twitter right after this. I reposted the trailer.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm getting Fast and the Furious vibes from this. Like, you didn't need it to go past the three episodes. The three.
Are they trying to
movies
outdo Fast and Furious?
I don't think they're trying to reboot. I think
Matrix
it's supposed to
10?
be like a new closing to it. And I don't think it's. I think it was recasted because Lawrence Fishburne didn't really want to be part of it. But
I don't blame him.
It's fun on your ass.
He was in that really bad trucker movie. What the hell was that? Both of us saw it.
Oh, the Ice Road.
Oh god, that was awful.
Yes.
Road Truckers.
Ice Road Truckers.
So maybe after that he just thought, I already died in that. I don't really need to do any other
Spoiler.
stuff.
Oh, who gives a fuck?
It was.
I don't
that
watch.
is not a spoiler.
I'm
alert.
not going
The
to hate
whole-
on it though.
The whole movie's a spoiler.
Even when I reposted that, I said, "This looks bad to me. It looks bad. Everybody thinks it's going to be like the saving grace of the box office. Well, whatever.
Nope.
I'm still going to see it. I'm still going to watch it, and then I'll reserve judgment. I don't review movies before I actually watch it, unlike other people's. That there's other... I actually can tell you this. I've seen this for a fact. There's other podcasts out there that actually review movies just off of the trailers
Yeah.
and say that this movie's terrible.
And sometimes you can't
What a
get-
short-sighted bullshit take.
I was going to say, sometimes you
What an
can't...
emotional response to that.
You can't get... Oh, God.
Burnt,
You can't really
self-burnt.
get...
Those are rare.
you can't really get the whole thing off the trailer. And that's... And I will admit, that's exactly what I'm doing here. I am trying to make an entire judgment off of the trailer. Usually the trailer tries to do a good job of giving you an idea what the movie's going to
But
be
you're
about.
still,
But
you
I
would
didn't
still
get
give it
anything
a
out of
chance, though. You would
I didn't
give
get
it a
anything
chance,
out of what the
though.
movie was supposed to be about. Honestly, it just looks like, he's going to meet up with Barney Simpson or whatever the guy's name is from How I Met Your Mother.
Neil Patrick Harris.
They're going to suit up, and then they're going to go back into the Matrix.
That's the same kind of thing that's been happening with the new Ghostbusters, right?
They both. I think they both look equally rough. Like I'm still going to see both of them. And I will give my opinion on them after that. I'm not going to hate on it right now. Yeah. I'm going to say it.
I would, because there's
people out there saying this is going to be the best Matrix ever and all these. I don't know where they're getting these conclusions from without actually seeing the film. And it's just a trailer. It's supposed to make you hype for the movie. If it doesn't, then they're doing it wrong.
Right.
You're messing up. Emotional. I got a song for after the thing. Apparently it's gonna be my theme song. Every time I speak now, I want to play it in the background. This fucking show.
He fucking hates me.
No, that's
only
when he talks. Like, me and him were vibing all the way up until this point.
Ouch.
And I got his HR. I hope they fucking crucify. That's I want that played. No,
you're pretty emotional about the whole thing, aren't you?
Oh my god! Let's go to the mid show real quick because I got to deal with Ghost. That sounds uncanny, by the way. I want to hear that like the rest of the episode. Just have that on the ready, please.
Are you able to play that with the do 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 do?
What's that?
The more you know.
Why would you?
I'll put that in for the second half of the show. I'll put that in for the second half.
You just issued a challenge for him. Like, of course he's going to do that now.
I want to hear all three together.
We might be back after the break.
Tony and I will be.
The fucking podcast. Do a podcast. It's great, they said. You have so much fun, they said. Take my emotional ass.
Gotta find the right co-hosts, they said.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, that could be on us, too. Who wants to say it? We'll be right back.
To the next episode.
Say.
Oh, what were you going to say?
We'll be right back.
I hate it in here right now. This place is terrible. I want to go watch football. Fuck this. I'll go upstairs during the next segment.
Fuck the football?
I'm going to fuck you up, Smokey.
Oh, for the love of God.
She's setting the lake on fire.
Welcome back.
No.
Back again.
Oh, no.
There's a better codcast. There's
a better cod piece.
There's a better cod piece.
You got all Katzenjammered while we were away.
No, this was the most eye-opening segment we've ever had.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to There Is a Better...
Don't welcome them.
There is a better therapy session for Mike.
So, during the break, somehow the song popped into my head, which you just heard from Carl Thomas, Emotional, right? Because I am an emotional little flea bag, apparently, in...
Which has now been added to my top 10 of cheesy songs.
It was completely... Should we hit it again?
I think so. Go ahead.
I can't let go. I'm trying to know. This whole music video is just fantastic. Where you got Stacey Dash in the background. You got all of a sudden they're all wearing all white. Then they're wearing all black.
They're setting the lake on fire.
How
That's
the
my
fuck
favorite
is the
part.
lake on fire?
It's on fire.
That.
There's random bolts of lightning in the back. Ghosty is
and a moon.
He's completely trying to figure out how they got 11 million views. He's not thoroughly convinced that I'm not 10 millions of them.
You are easily at least half of that.
I have not thought of that song in 15 years, but somehow that got brought up. Apparently, our episode will now be sponsored by that, but not really sponsored by that. So, suck on that. Well, that was the worst first segment we've ever had in show history, and I'm ready for something else.
I'm not going to call it that.
We could probably
Welcome
do
to the
worse
second
next
half
week.
of There Is a Better Podcast. As always, you want to get a hold of us. You can do that via email.
That's you. You normally
Oh, yeah. There is a better podcast at gmail.com. You can do that
on Twitter at There's a Better One.
On the Twitter.
And Instagram, Tony.
Instagram.
Instagram.com.
All right. You're supposed to be leading this shit up.
I am so discombobulated.
Emotional Mike.
Emotional Mike. Why don't we go into the next segment known as There's a Better Discussion?
All
Please
right,
take
there's
it forward,
a better
Ghosty,
discussion.
in your last segment for your ass gets fucking fired.
Here is the deal. So basically, The Oktoberfest got me diving into this because I kind of was curious. I'd heard about this before. You got various words, of course, that are all part of the English language now. We've got German words that come from English. So you've got kindergarten. Did you guys know that was a German word? It's actually two German words. It's kinder and then garden, so garten.
Did you know that Soundgarten is not German?
And kinder means kid, I guess, basically. And then garten means garden.
What the heck is this crap?
Right. Angst, iceberg,
Listen to that emotional
Neanderthal.
asshole.
Those are all German names. But did you guys know that there are a number of words that cannot be translated into English?
I thought you were going to say there are a million words that rhyme with orange.
Which,
yeah, let's go.
I'm going to use the translate. Let's see if this actually works.
Google.
Every time I turn this freaking thing, it like moves.
You know, there's a button that you can do that. Or yeah.
Did it come out?
No, because you have to put it on top of the microphone. It's not a
Like
side
this?
address.
You want me to do this?
No, it doesn't work like that.
How about that? Did that go through?
Kinda.
Here, let me show you how. Let me diagram how it's done.
Katzenjammer.
There you go.
Well, there's that.
I cheated.
Yeah, he used it right out.
So you gotta do this.
Well, see, that's
You
what
gotta
I
do
think's
this.
interesting is this thing does not say the jammer.
You gotta do this.
And now I'm getting text.
See what I'm doing? Do this. You gotta put it on
Well,
top
I
of
kind
it.
of did that, didn't I?
No, you're like over here.
Katzenjammer.
I can teach you how microphones work because you've been in the industry for at least 20 years.
All right.
Teach
so
me
the
how to
point,
computer.
the point is, basically, we've got I've got several words for you here. Not several, just a few. I'm going to give you the first one. Here we go.
I'm emotional.
And I can't say this. That's why I like.
Ovum.
Ovum?
One more time.
Okay.
Ovum.
That's not even a thing.
Ovum?
Okay. Well, here's the thing. It is
means
the thing.
womb.
I'm going to
All
give
right,
you.
can we
I'm going to give you a hint as to what it means.
Okay, let's do it.
Queens, We Will Rock You. Outcasts, Hey Ya. The Hansons, Bop. These could all be considered this.
What the heck
Stupid
is
songs.
this crap?
Stupid song. You think We Will Rock You is a stupid song?
Fuck, man.
What the hell?
Wow, this is run off the rails. How many times today?
All right.
Are we even going to make it to episode 25?
Ovum.
Isn't this 25?
No, this is episode 24.
Hint number 2, I can't get that damn song out of my head.
Oh.
Any ideas? What ovum means?
Is it that one?
That is an earworm. An
Earworm.
earworm. That's what
Ooh.
that means. All right. Hint number 1. I'm gonna give you the first hint. The wood literally translates to sorrow bacon.
Sorrow bacon.
Here's the word.
You can't have bacon
Here
with sorrow.
is the
Those
word.
don't go together.
Let's hear it.
Kummerspeck.
Kummerspeck. I think I have this one.
Kummerspeck.
Oh my
Respect.
I think that means if you are. Am I right?
You are kind of. You are a little
Okay.
bit.
Okay.
Hint number 2 is it can happen after a breakup, job loss,
Oh,
during
God.
a pandemic, or pretty much anytime you feel sad.
Aw.
So this word, again,
That's 24/7 here.
Kummerspeck.
kummerspeck.
It's very Michael Jackson.
It is excess weight gained from emotional overeating.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
I ain't looking at nothing.
Oh, now he's calling you nuttin'.
Honey.
Mixmaster Mike, you better
Honey.
you better get on that.
Hint number 1 for our third word is a phrase that refers to the kids having a party without the parents being at home, or maybe employees while the boss is gone. Here it is. Our third.
Sturmfrei.
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 So this is our third German word that has no translation to English. You guys got any thoughts on what that is?
I believe that is when your parents are gone and the kids come over and throw a house party.
I believe
that
that's-
it's called negligence.
Negligence, okay.
I'm going to go with the January 6th insurrection at
Okay.
the Capitol.
Oh my God.
Hint number 2.
The views of Tony do not reflect those of There Is a Better podcast.
Sturmfrei.
Yes.
Sturmfrei.
It is
makes me-
Stormfront.
I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah, Stormfront.
when do the mice play?
When the cat's away.
That is what that means.
When the cat's in jammer.
When the cat's away, the mice will play.
Interesting.
Sturmfrei. All right. Our
Surprised
third
someone had a
one,
letter for that.
fourth
Or
word,
for that.
fourth word, is 25 letters long. Are you ready for this?
Schwarzenegger.
This is ridiculous.
Braunschweiger.
All right, here we go.
Bushwhacker.
And this is the reason that I
Bushel.
put this on is because of the length.
Handschuhschneeballwerfer.
That is one goddamn word.
That rolls right off the
Do it one more time.
asshole. Just kidding.
Handschuhschneeballwerfer.
Wait, don't we have German fans?
No, we haven't not cracked it. I'm going to talk about that here in a few, too.
I thought we had some.
I'm a little salty about that.
I only have one hint for this because that's all
Do
I
we
could
have
come
new
up
fans?
with. You guys remember Will Ferrell in the movie Elf during the snowball fight?
Oh, yeah.
This word would be the opposite of his skills.
So...
Discombobulated.
It literally means
Me?
glove snowball thrower and refers to someone who is a wimp at throwing snowballs.
What the
How is there a word
How did
for
you
that?
find this?
Handschuhschneeballwerfer.
Man, God, the internet's a
I
beautiful
will
thing.
actually tell you in a bit. I have one final one. One final word, and I thought I put this as last because I thought you guys would appreciate it. This one's 18 letters long.
God.
18 letters
Can't
long.
they just use the word like that?
This one will. I mean, if we could actually like memorize how to say this.
No.
Oh, you will like it. Trust me.
You will
Backpfeifengesicht.
like it.
Going to fight with these.
All right. Stay quiet so we can hear it.
No.
Backpfeifengesicht.
Going to fight with
Okay.
these.
So hint number one.
I cried in the position.
This is something that has been discussed more than once on this show.
Oh, yeah, totally. I cried in the position.
Gay porn.
Backpfeifengesicht.
Yeah, I cried in the position.
Hint number two. Chris Kattan, Rob Schneider, David
Punchable
Spade.
faces. Punchable faces.
Okay, now that is loose translation. I'm going
Very
to give
nice,
it to
very
you
nice.
for sure. It is a face that begs to be slapped.
I'm
Backpfeifengesicht.
emotional. And I can't look at this pose.
Backpfeifengesicht.
All right, so there we go. That is our German
You're just
word
so
lesson of the
struck
day.
by his
Again,
positioning.
those are German words with no English translation, and I got that from ef.com/WWEN, whatever the heck that means.
And I can't let go. I wonder
Throwing it back to Emotional Mike.
Oh, God damn.
All right.
I love this show so much. And
Emotion-
next up, we have
Mixmaster Emotional Mike.
Emotion.
Emotional-
I wonder how we found that song.
emotional
That's just
mix-
kind of weird, right?
Yeah, how did you find that song, by the way? How did you know that song exists,
How did
Mike?
you know
I
that
don't know. Was that
existed?
just kind of luck of the... Did you like hit the random button
When
on
we got
the
really mad earlier,
Nashville
when we
player?
were... Ghosty offered me a beer during the break, and I was so angry. We were arguing about everything else. I'm like, thank you. I would love another beer. And that's exactly how I said it. We usually look at
Kummerspeck.
Kummerspeck.
Is that emotional?
That's
in
emotional
German?
eating.
There is a better podcast recommendation this week is Neatcast. They are
What's
Mike,
that?
Mark, Jeremy, and often special guest Zach Douche.
You know, I don't...
Oh my God! I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, Zach Deuce.
Deuce.
Oh my God! Okay, the reason why I found we don't enter our podcast, so I'm sorry, Zach. That's good. Oh no! Oh, I feel terrible now. Zach Deuce, who is a radio
What the heck is
personality,
this crap?
and he's fantastic. And many times he has actually promoted
Many?
our show because he found it, right?
Oh, that's why you call him douche. No wonder why. Because he fucking promotes our show.
Zach, I am
What a
actually,
jerk
I am
squad.
truly sorry about. Oh my God, I feel terrible about that.
Zach is now going, fuck that.
If
like,
we
yeah,
never
I'm
get
not doing
another
this again.
recommendation,
I don't know what
it's
it is
on me.
with that emotional guy, but this is done.
I freaking hate this show so much. How is it possible? I'm gonna go downvote our own show. I'm gonna be in the running for the damn trucker hat because I'm gonna say really ridiculous.
Don't listen to this episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
They do sports, pop culture. Mike, actually, the recent episode that I listened to a couple weeks back, he actually read from a book that was about alien life living on Earth, and they were just sitting there clowning it the whole time. You know what is funny? You know who they reminded us of, or me of? Us.
Hold on.
With moxie, with actual
Abilities?
abilities, without emotion, without everything else that goes with it. They do a strange but funny headlines, which I used to do.
They
And I
actually do
love
it
that.
good.
Okay. Yeah, they actually do things well. They're actually, and
10
I can
points
actually,
proper English. Way to go. We're not going to be sponsored by Grammarly anymore because you fucking
finally
said
got
that
something
correctly.
right. Funny as hell, and they play extremely well off each other. I could not stop listening. This is one of the few podcasts I can actually say this. After I listened to the first episode that I found, I listened to probably like 10 or 15 more, like immediately after each other. I actually started learning how to play them on 1.5 speed.
Oh,
so it can just
you can like get more.
You can listen to more podcasts in a quicker
So
time.
it's called Neatcast?
Neatcast. Find them everywhere. We'll tag them in the description of the show.
You know what I'd like to do now that you mentioned about the 1.5
If it's
speed?
something about being emotional, I swear to God, I'm on the edge right now.
You know what we should do is for everybody who listens
I
to
think
our
you
show.
lost your shit a long time ago.
I think
I did.
we should automatically create the show in 1.5 speed.
That
wouldn't be a bad idea.
If we can't be friends. I have a confession.
You're emotional?
Yes. I have a
You
confession.
just stomped on like the part of the song that actually described it. Like everything leading up was not needed, and then he goes, "I'm in," and then he
We
stopped
did
it.
not
Like, we
stumble-
didn't need that.
we
We
did
didn't
not-
need the beginning part. We needed the emotional
I
part.
think we got the hook by now. So
I know,
Yeah.
but it's when you play
tag
the
it in the
joke
damn
and you cut
show
the joke
description.
off, you kill the joke.
all right.
This is what
Speaking
happens.
of being emotional, I was kind of emotional after Ed Esner died at 91 a couple weeks back.
Ed
Yeah, what's that
Asner.
here?
Yeah, that was a tough one. What's his? I spelled it wrong. I swear to God, I fucking hate you guys.
I was wondering because you spelled it Ed Saner, Saner.
It keeps on autocorrecting
on the
this shit.
show notes. I'm like, who's Ed Saner? Well, I guess we'll find out.
In other news, Michael K. Williams from The Wire also died at 54.
Too young, man. Seriously,
You guys know who he is?
he was
I
from
don't,
The Wire.
Actually.
He's from The Wire, yeah.
Yeah.
Many
I
other
don't know
shows,
what The
but
Wire is.
God, I can't think of it right off the top of my head. Yes, there are other shows that he was in leading up to that.
But and probably
And I'm
more
sorry, I can't
important,
remember it.
or not importantly, and I'm so emotional right now, and I can't. I'm trying to find my way back to you. I wonder how I know those lyrics.
Find your way back. Wait, Mikey,
Tony,
come back.
me and you stumbled across a video that was kind of hard to get away from. I thought it was freaking amazing,
Yeah.
and I thought it was very wholesome and like all things that are like if you look hard enough, there's always bad things everywhere.
Sure.
Sometimes there's these rare, great moments in life, and I thought this was one of them. Why don't you take this part of
We've
it?
had the honor to jam with some pretty amazing people over the years.
Yeah.
Maybe some Beatles.
You can't pick up on the voice,
maybe
that's
some
Dave Grohl.
Stones,
Dave
maybe some Pink Floyds and some. But let me tell you something. This one right now takes the cake that we get to jam at Nanny right now.
Nandy Bouchel rocks out with the Foo Fighters.
She's on the drums.
She's on the fucking drums. Now, if you
So,
ever
how about we do this?
had a chance to see when she was on was it Twitter or Instagram or something like that? I think
They
it
were
was Instagram.
tagging them in both. It was a drum off
off
between
for
the
her.
two of them.
Yeah, yeah. And so they went back and forth, and then she did one with
Easily,
amazing. Chad.
easily holding her own.
She did one with.
I wish
Chad
we could get a
Smith
part
as
of the.
well.
Oh yeah, from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
How old is she?
11.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's 11
Pretty
years
awesome.
old.
The fucking 11-year-old in me was like crying out of like sheer excitement and
Yeah.
happiness for.
He's over here crying, and I'm the emotional fucking one.
You know why? Because this is all.
I always say it.
Is this the part where
I'm
she's
not
singing
gonna say
Everlong?
Goodbye, because I know I'll see you all again. If we come back, you all come back, right? Because if you come back,
Yeah.
we'll come back too.
And hopefully we'll come back for the next podcast episode.
Well, two of you will. One will not.
This is how we say goodbye.
Well, it's been nice knowing you guys. Sorry, I'm out.
No, you're the only staple here.
And
I
I'm
don't
out.
think so.
No. All of a sudden, it's just Tony's podcast.
Oh yeah.
And then they don't even start with a drum solo. Like,
She just twirling the stick, getting fucking just
Let's go.
milking it, and I love it.
dude, like I get like.
Oh,
You fucked it. You fucked it up.
No, YouTube sent me an ad notification in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How about we just
Fuck
tag
you, YouTube?
Why don't we tag the end of that clip where they're all together on
yeah,
our
let's
social
do that.
media?
We'll put that on there. Where can you find it at?
You can find it at There's a Better Than the Number One on Twitter.
Instagram, There Is a Better Podcast.
We're not gonna
and we're
email
not
it.
on Facebook or anything else, so sorry.
No, fuck
Yep.
Facebook.
Fuck that.
Recently, we have actually. There's a big moment for
What
us.
the heck is this
in our,
crap?
our podcast. We actually have our first listens from Mexico. You know what that means, Tone, right?
What?
Our North American conquest is complete.
Wow. You know what I have to say about that?
What the hell is this crap? Oh, I did it live. Sorry about that.
That was I totally dropped.
Was
the
that where
ball
you were going to
on
go with that?
Nope. I was going to go with the do 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 do.
It's good.
It is good. It is totally good.
We also got Iran has been hey, all our new listeners in Mexico. What do you want to say to them?
Good eye, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie. No, is that? No.
That's kind of that's a little wrong too. How about Iran?
Sorry.
You want to do Iran too?
All right. Hold on. I'm trying to. Good eye, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
Anyways, hey, thanks for listening. We actually have some maps that we should tag eventually in our social medias.
Yeah,
that,
we haven't put those up
We've
yet.
marked them up where we're going to listen. It's cool for us to see. Like I'm literally looking at the world map, and one whole side is almost covered now. It's kind of a cool feeling.
That is not bad.
I recently in the news, I don't know if you guys saw this, a 80-pound illegally owned cougar was taken from a New York City. Well, we have a New York City themed episode, don't we?
Yeah.
From a New York City apartment, which is ironic for me.
And October.
Because in other places of New York City, they let 220-pound cougars roam freely throughout the city. Cougar. It takes a minute. It takes a minute. Then the joke is funny.
Now
That's actually
I
the
know.
first joke I've ever written in my life. Michigan was recently in the headlines twice in the news for two different things. Both of them were pretty odd to me. A Michigan couple was ordered to pay $30,441 in damages for destroying their son's porn stash, right?
What?
Wow, that was one valuable stash.
First of all,
How old?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, why? If the son's got a porn stash and his parents get rid of it, how does he have the right to sue his parents for being parents?
How old do you think the guy was?
My next question
How old do you think?
my next question is who needs a stash these days?
That's good point.
Isn't it streamable? I've never seen this stuff, so isn't it
OnlyFans,
streamable?
they're
Like,
back
You've
in
never
the
seen
they're
one
back in
single
the
porn
action.
episode.
No,
Okay, good to know.
Reddit, you can go on Reddit. You can go on.
What is this for?
fucking
So how
anywhere.
old is this gentleman?
No, I'm
gonna say he's 32.
32? What you got?
I was gonna say 17.
Oh, that's exactly. I was kind of hoping for those. He's 43.
Oh my God!
43.
Wow, I shot low. Wow.
I want to understand.
Apparently he did too.
I want to understand what is $40,000 or $30,000 of porn? Like that's how big of a stack of
Okay,
porn is that?
every time you play that, I keep thinking it's going to be Led Zeppelin's Cashmere. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Wait, hold on. Now that sounds like the Sports Center. Da 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 da. Oh my God! Now
Wait, did
we'll
they just
stumble
rip
onto
off?
more things.
Yeah.
All right, so do we
They must
actually
have
have
ripped off
verification as to why this is a $30,000 porn collection?
I want to see the collection.
Why?
I've never seen this stuff, but I want to see what $30,000 of porn looks
Well,
like.
you're never going to be able to do that because his parents got rid of it, right?
So what you?
I apparently I want to know how they got rid of it. Did they just like burn it in the backyard? Like, is it burnable? This is making me
burnable
quite.
if you try.
It's making me so emotional.
Yeah, you missed it. I think you had to go back.
Yeah, you did not time this correctly.
We're gonna give this guy so much money by promoting this stuff.
I think
It's
my-
Stacey
Actually, I
Dash-
think because he's featured on our show, he
what
might
the
go
hell
into
is
the
the line,
negatives.
Mike? You know this song backwards and forwards. So what the hell is the line about see me? What's he say?
he says you can't see me. You're not
Oh,
seeing
I
me
thought he
for
was
me.
talking about the
You
Simi
can't
Valley.
see
me for me.
Is that what he says?
I don't know. Actually, I just
Oh,
made it up.
Can't
Sounded-
see me for me.
That sounds good.
That actually makes sense.
It almost sounds like this is a song you would play after you got
I
dumped.
actually think your version's a little better.
Thank you. This should be a new segment where we just rewrite lyrics to songs and just do it and throw it out there. Breaking news: Mike is going to do his rendition of.
It's Zeppelin's Cashmere.
There is a
I'm
better
telling you.
rendition. There is a better.
Oh, poor
No.
Carl Thomas. Hey,
Carlton. What?
no, it's
you
Carl
wanna do the
Thomas
Carlton?
emotional.
Bum,
I can do the Carlton.
This has been one discombobulated
It's not
show. I'm not gonna
unusual.
lie.
This is the worst one we've ever done.
I'm not
Actually,
gonna call it worst.
you know what we could do is there was an episode
And
that
since
was,
we're all Katzenjammer,
there is an episode that's never been aired. We could
Yes,
probably
we-
put that one in place of this, and it would be better.
No, I know about the episode you're referring to. Somebody on this episode got swasted.
Swasted.
He's never actually swasted. You like that?
Swasted.
Patrick Swasted.
Wasted.
Swasted. I like
Swastika.
swasted.
And you've actually never let me listen to the episode because you said it was so bad that he's like, and you claimed you're like, it's totally on me.
It was it was totally on me.
Okay.
I fucked that episode up.
Well, before we get to the next segment, last segment.
Next episode?
Season 3 of The Boys has finished filming.
Oh, yeah.
And it should be out here shortly.
That'll be awesome.
Shortly is probably next summer, I would imagine. I'd love to have that by the end of the year, but it's not going to happen. Should we didn't talk about this, but should we make the announcement about a certain thing that we have now going, that it's operational?
I'll let you spill the tea, my friend. No cap.
Guess this is a terrible. I'm not.
Don't say. Oh, okay.
No cap. Oh, a throwback. What a terrible episode to bring this into. So let's bring my emotional ass into it. And
Your ass is emotional now?
Wow.
I hate you so much.
Jesus Christ, he was emotional.
After this episode, can we switch spots? Can you
just-
sit on the couch and I stand up over there?
Well, that means you have to control the soundboard and the computer and all the other stuff that I do.
It couldn't be worse.
So basically, that episode will never be recorded.
Nope.
You'd be like, yeah, I forgot to hit the record button. That was fun talking, though.
Actually, I lost the mood. I don't want to give it to him. We'll give it to him in the next episode.
To the next episode.
Heading out. All good.
Katzenjammer.
For the love of fuck. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in.
Oh, are we doing that part?
I think so. Are we going to go like 4 more hours?
I'm the intern.
Marathon?
I'm the intern formerly known as Ghosty. To my right is
Emotional Mike.
emotional mixmaster Mike, and to his right is I don't even
Tony.
care.
His name is Tony.
I don't even care about myself at this point.
I'm going to take all emotion out of every episode now.
Right now, I don't think
you gonna
Mike
turn to
wants
HR? Is that what you're
anybody
doing?
to reach out to us. But if you do ever want to contact us, you can do that via email. That is at thereisabettercast@gmail.com. Shut the hell up!
There's a better Katzenjammer.
You want to
There's
do
a
it
better-
on Twitter because it sounds like we got some cool stuff, even though the show was awful.
Today
Sounds like
was really
we got some-
bad. I don't know what the fuck happened.
I just feel like we should
Is there a
bury it.
full
I'm
moon
getting-
or
I'm
something?
getting all emotional now.
Is there a full moon? I swear.
Twitter. If you want to catch us on Twitter, what do you do?
There is a better than the number one.
And then finally, if you want to get us on Instagram,
There's a better podcast.
all right.
At
As always, we
Instagram.
appreciate you listening, even if it was a terrible show. It's always fun to do this, and we always love having to hear from you. So
Hey,
take
by
care.
the way,
Be well. Love you. Oh, I'm sorry. Tony's got
no.
something more you want to say?
no, I was just gonna say.
I just got to piss like a motherfucking racehorse right now. That's all I
Okay,
got.
so any place that you can leave a comment and a rate about our podcast, please do so, and you'll get in the drawing for the trucker hat because I don't want that fucking thing in my house anymore.
Fair enough.
Okay, go ahead, close her up.
It's close. See ya.
Sutures.
To the next episode.
To the next.
We want to.